makes most women start a business? Is it passion, money, or freedom? Welcome to Female Founders, the podcast that takes you behind the scene with women who are founders and CEOs to help you start and scale a successful business of your own. I am your host, Nagelia de Ravin. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Female Founders. In this episode, I have the pleasure of having a conversation with Rebecca Risty, also known as REB, the founder and CEO of REBL Marketing. REB is a businesswoman who has owned and invested in several businesses in many industries. She has a passion for mentoring and coaching small business owners and young professionals, making an impactful change for themselves, others, and their communities. Good morning, Rebecca. Thank you for being here with me today. I appreciate the time. And I'm super excited as well to get to know about all the great work you have been doing in the marketing world and also how you're supporting other women as well. So can you tell us about your journey as an entrepreneur and how you founded REBL Marketing?
Great. Yeah. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be on the podcast. Yeah. It's funny. I was just speaking on a panel last night at SDSU for Agency Day. And, everybody has a different journey. And mine was kind of traditional. I started out, went to college. I was actually wanted to be a doctor. So I was a biology major. And I just really enjoyed my communication classes and PR. And so that's when I decided to switch into communications PR and got my degree there at Virginia Tech, and then went on. I met my husband, then boyfriend, fiance, moved to San Diego and got into marketing, got my MBA, marketing entrepreneurship, and then worked on the corporate side for many years. I worked at Qualcomm, the World Trade Center, a small avionics engineering firm as the head of marketing, and I was always kind of doing marketing on the side, a very entrepreneurial spirit. And so I decided finally, through the help of a friend who'd been asking me to do marketing for her new accounting finance firm, to do marketing. And she's like, you really need to start your own agency. You need to do your own thing. And I'm like, yeah, I know I should. And I just still slowly kind of went there. And then, when the right opportunity came, luckily the company, the avionics firm I was working for, went heavy into R&D and marketing got deprioritized. So I was just bored. And so that's when I started REBL Marketing, and I went full-time 6 years ago. And I can't say I look back and regret it. I love running my own agency.
You'll just fall in love with marketing.
I did.
It's very funny. I was talking to someone and I said, you study marketing, so you should actually work on it. She's like, I hate marketing. And I'm like, well, what did you went to school for it if you hate it? So it's the opposite with you.
Yeah. It's funny. I can somewhat understand that comment, and not that I would hate marketing. It's just marketing's gotten so complicated over the years. Like when I started one of the big agencies, and we were still doing TV commercials and print and radio, and that was it. And it was very much about taglines and, photo shoots. And now there's social media, there's SEO, there's so much more involved with creating content, and it's just so different. The game's gotten more complicated. So I would encourage your friend not to hate it, but to find the thing that she's passionate and finds interesting, because there's definitely a niche for it. There's a niche for everything in marketing.
Exactly. So when you I know your company is a marketing company. So can you tell us about the company itself and the services the company offers to its clients?
Oh, yeah. So we are a content marketing agency, and we actually kind of evolved from doing the outsourced marketing team to really focusing on content. I'm a content strategist. I always have been. I'm a huge believer in HubSpot and inbound marketing. I'm also part of the Story Brand Guide group. So with that, I now focus fully on content strategy and utilizing video content. So our specialty is video, and we mostly do it for social media, but we still do a lot of custom videos, product videos, but most of it is really for promotion on social media.
So do you also do like email marketing as well, or is it
So we are part of a bigger integrated marketing program. So we work with either the marketing manager, director on the client's team, or we work with a outsourced team. And so we have really great partners that specialize in email marketing, search engine optimization, website development, paid advertising. So whatever the client needs. And then we're their content strategist, we're the content specialist.
I love that. I love that because you stay in what you're the best at, and then bring the other people that best in what they do to do what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. And to me, that's what makes marketing fun is we get to play in our lane. We really specialize in video, and then we get to work with other people that are really great at what they do.
So now when you go to an organization, do you kind of take over the marketing department, or do you just work on the side to create the thing that they need and that's it? How long do you stay in? Is it like a partnership for like a year or 2 years? Or you just like that partner that just stay because they need you forever?
Yeah. Well, since I'm a type A person, it's hard for me to not want to come in and take over. But our model now really is to work with a marketing department within a company and be, like I said, their content video strategist. And then it is a long-term relationship because content is about consistency over the long period. And just like marketing is about the long-term, the long game. And so we really want to fit in, partner with our client, be a part of their marketing team. And then we're that content video specialist on the team. And we provide the strategy, obviously the production, the recommendations. We sit and we help develop strategy, the overall integrated strategy, but we're really fitting into that specialty of content.
So do you support just, let's say an example, Apple, or would you support also the guy that's just starting a small company that needs help, probably just himself for right now, perhaps in the future will bring more people in? So what's the size you focus on?
Yeah, we're probably more in the small to medium-sized business. Most of our clients are probably, in the 2 million to 3 million in revenue or up. They've got an executive team, and the reason, and they probably have about like 20 employees, 20 plus employees. And the reason for that is when you're getting into content and creating video, you're a little bit further down your marketing journey.
Yes.
Yeah. So you probably already have a marketing plan. You have someone on your team doing marketing, and now content, you want to integrate content because you're ready to grow and take your marketing program to the next level. We would love to work with Apple. Apple was probably, it's funny, my former partner actually worked for Apple. And when we're engaged with a very large organization like that, we're very specialized. They're having us do one thing. We're not necessarily touching a lot of strategy, but they're focusing on a project or something like that. But we still love working with larger organizations. And then like the solopreneur startups, we actually have another program that fits for them, and it's my marketing mastermind program where they can actually come in. We meet once a week or every other week. We have different groups depending on what the person needs, and we have 4 to 5 people in a group, and then they get an opportunity. They get access to me at a lower kind of not as a big a commitment, and then they get access to other marketers that are other small business owners or professionals, entrepreneurs that can help them think through problems. We can brainstorm ideas, check each other's work, that type of thing. So I have 2 different levels of service, and I love the masterminds. Those are really fun. And because for smaller solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, it's so eye-opening when you get to talk to other people that are struggling with the same thing, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can do it together.
Exactly. But also one thing that I like is the fact that they have access to you, because you have all this experience behind you. Not just you went to school for it, but you also spent many years in the corporate world. So you know how it works. So, and then you start your own. You've been doing it for many years. And I think that it's a full support kind of way where you feel like you're not alone? Because I know marketing is not an easy thing. People think it's posting on Facebook, posting on LinkedIn, it's marketing, but it's not.
No.
It's a lot more than that behind it.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I've been the one marketing, one marketing department person. And it's tough. It gets lonely because again, like we talked about earlier, it's so complicated. There's so many things going on and you can't be an expert at everything. No. And run your business. And so this is a great opportunity for small business owners, entrepreneurs, professionals to get together with other like-minded people and just experience, share, help each other out. And sometimes the conversations go outside of marketing. Sometimes it's like, what do I do with this employee? Or how do I do my sales pitch better? Or whatever it may be. But we focus on marketing because that's my specialty.
Yes.
But I love it because I remember being solo for so long and it's lonely. So I want to help others not feel that loneliness and know that they can be more confident and do better in their marketing with a group of fellow marketers.
Yes, and it's just a message away and you get the support that you need from someone else.
Yeah, for sure.
So now for your services, do you offer them within the United States only or can be anywhere in the world?
Really anywhere in the world. I mean, our clients, it's digital, so they're international. We film anywhere around the country. I have yet to be invited to go outside the country, but I would love to. It's really, in our digital age, you can communicate and film and create content anywhere in the world.
So pretty much anywhere, any type of businesses, if they need the support, you'll be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now, REBL Marketing has been recognized as the 2019 Emerging Women-Owned Business by the Connected Women of Influence organization. So what was your initial reaction and how has this recognition impacted your business?
Oh my gosh. It was one of the first significant awards I've ever won as REBL Marketing. And I was shocked. The other businesses and women that were in that category were really amazing. And it definitely helped me see the value of what I do and how I can make a difference. And it was just, I still, every day I look up my wall and I look at the award. It meant a lot. Really nice. Nice award to say, hey, you are doing a good job.
Yeah. Yes, but you deserve it. You've been doing this for a while. And not only that, you've done a lot of work also outside of your company as well. You also are the founding president of Lean In San Diego, which is a great a great thing you're doing outside of what you do, because having a business and having a family and also still finding the time to support other things in this world, it's a lot for women to handle. Yeah. So I think the recognition is because of your hard work.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I do work hard.
So now, as the founding president of Lean In San Diego, what are some valuable lessons that you have learned about mentoring and coaching young and professionals?
Yeah, so when we started the LinkedIn San Diego, it was based on obviously Lean In, Sheryl Sandberg's book, and it was very popular. Like everyone was getting it for Christmas or, as a gift that year. And it was amazing because I had worked in, fairly male-dominated industries, avionics, telecoms, things like that. And so what was nice is being able to sit down with other like-minded women, career-focused women who were experiencing some of the similar things, and not just say that we're, getting harassed or anything like that. But I think as women, especially when you're at my age, we've been kind of taught to be more providers and not to speak up and not to lean in and let the other, executive team members really run the show. And executive team members tend to be older males. And that's okay because that's the way business is built. But the beauty now is I felt like with Lean In, there was a real movement for women to start saying, hey, I can make a difference. I can sit at the table. I have a voice. And this is how we do it. So what I loved about Lean In is they provided an outline. They didn't say you had to run the meetings or the group a certain way, but they provided some very useful tools and like how to speak, how to support each other, mentor each other, things like that. And so just through their process, we got to learn a lot on how to share that with other women here locally in the San Diego area. And it's funny. We started out, we met in the back of a Panera Bread. I think it was like in Mira Mesa. And then we slowly moved to a co-work space. And then we moved to Nexus. And so we kind of just grew the group and got bigger and bigger. And now there's just hundreds of groups within different companies, organizations. Yeah. So it's really amazing to see what a movement like that can do. And I talk to women still. I no longer am involved with the San Diego chapter or the downtown circle, but I still get to talk to women who are, in different chapters and circles. And great book. If you haven't read it, definitely grab it, especially if you're a career-minded woman trying to move up within a company. It's a great book.
So pretty much you like to go help something started and back off and go to the next one.
Yeah. It's funny, the things that you fall into. Actually, the event I was at last night for SDSU, it's the AMA student chapter, and I was president of the American Marketing Association San Diego chapter many years ago. And so that's how I got involved with them. But absolutely, extracurricular activities that are outside of your business or your job that are about you, though, growing yourself personally or professionally. I would definitely encourage people to do that. Women especially, get out, do things outside of your job. And I know it's tough when you've got family and running around and doing soccer games along with trying to get your work done. But there's so much benefit to getting out and being with others.
I agree with you on that, but also that you'll be surprised how much you can learn.
Yes.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So now you have been recognized as a finalist for several awards, including the 2020 SBJ Businesswoman of the Year and the 2021 Women Influence President's Award. So now, for so many organizations who want to award you, that means that you are doing something fantastic.
I should have you do my marketing.
So, what advice do you have for other women entrepreneurs who want to start their own journey? Because you have been successful in doing it very well in what you have been doing.
Yeah, I think the first thing is just know that you can do it. I waited, I had a very full corporate career before I went out on my own. And I don't think there's any right or wrong time, but definitely surround yourself with other women entrepreneurs and people that are in a like business. For example, if you wanted to start a coffee shop, go work at a coffee shop, figure out how it is, before you just jump in. That would be my recommendation. If you want to do marketing, start an agency, maybe go work for an agency first, kind of figure out like what's the lay of the land, and then surround yourself with other fellow entrepreneurs that are doing the same thing. I know there's like Startup San Diego, startups in all cities. There's all kinds of entrepreneurship, solopreneur, like get involved with those groups because they're going to learn a ton so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel and hopefully not make as many mistakes, although you will, but that's okay because that's how you learn. But yeah, that's my recommendations. If there's a certain type of business, go work in that business and then surround yourself with entrepreneurs that are doing the same thing.
And pretty much that's what you do. Listening to you from the beginning, that's what you did. If you really looked at it, yeah.
Yeah. And it was really due to a friend and then kind of working out the side of my desk. But my friend, she had started very successful. She's actually on her second company, very successful business, was a huge encouragement. And then she got me involved in meeting other entrepreneurs. And so it went from there.
Do you have any regrets of a living, especially when you leave a full-time job, well-paid corporate jobs. It's like, honey, I'm gonna start my own business. Can you think about this first?
No regrets. In fact, that company I left became my client for about 2.5 years. So I can't even tell you how blessed I was starting off, and also having the support of my husband, a huge part of that too.
And when it comes to because there's different type of communities. We have the Black community, the Spanish community. So do you have different strategy for each one of them, especially if you're working, like, let's say you have a client that is a Spanish and they target specifically Spanish, and now they say they want to go target Black or the white community. Do you have different strategy for each one of them, or is it similar to one another?
So the approach is similar on like doing the research, understanding the audience. And by understanding that audience is how you figure out if they're speaking to a Hispanic or Black or Asian community. Of course, you're going to adjust. For example, Asian communities tend to be more about community and doing things together. These are things that we actually studied in college on like messaging in the US versus messaging in Asia. So understanding those differences are very important in marketing so that you're respectful, but that you're also talking to that end customer the right way. So, but the approach is similar. We're going to do the research. We're going to look at the industry. We're going to understand that end client. And by doing that process, we develop what that roadmap is and how we communicate and create content for that audience.
So now, if I wanted to work with you, what would be the step that I need to take?
Well, you're already doing well because you're obviously a content creator yourself. First step for me is I just love people that want to grab a coffee or lunch. I was actually talking to a young lady at the event last night, and she was asking about getting a mentor. And I said, sometimes you can't just seek out a mentor or send them a resume. You have to do a lot of coffees and lunches and get to know people. And through that process, you're going to find people that you connect with that could be a mentor or somebody you could work with. So I say the first step is, call me for lunch or coffee, and we'll meet and we'll start there.
You start there. So it's pretty much you getting to know the company as well, because every company is different, the industry is different, and it's a lot different things that might need to be done, especially if it's a new company as well, which means there's a lot more work behind it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it really comes down to fit. A lot of times people are like, well, what makes your agency different? And it's me and my team. Do you like working with me and my team? And I think that's the difference between most businesses, especially professional service. It's the people you're working with. The service is very similar. There's tons of other content agencies and video production companies. But do you like working with me? Are we a good fit? Do we understand each other's style? And that's super important because the skills and the deliverables will come. But if you don't like working together, it doesn't matter how good that person is, right? So I always think that's the main differentiator, especially with professional service products too.
Yes. So now what stands you, millions of marketing agency out there. So what's make you stand out?
For us on the content side, we differentiate in that we're really content strategists. Yes, we specialize in video production, which you could hire a videographer or a film crew, but what we do differently is we really focus on the strategy and the pre-production. So who's the audience you're trying to reach? What are you trying to achieve through the content? And then we write the scripts. We do on-camera coaching. And then obviously the video production. But we think about the end in mind where, yes, you could hire a videographer, and there's a lot of amazing videographers, but they're going to film and then hand you over your footage. And then what do you do? So we're the strategists that work with that videographer or work with the film crew to make sure that you're getting great content and you know what to do with it after you film it.
It's like from start to the end and to the end at the end of it.
Yeah.
And you're right, a lot of people create content and they do videos, they do all these things. Not only, but having it, it's not only the issue. You can have it, you can know how to go post it on social media, but are you posting it the proper way? Are you sending the right message to the people who's going to watch that video? Because I think it starts with even the caption, the things that people are going to read before they even watch the video itself.
Oh, yeah. And, the algorithms are constantly changing. And I think last year we saw, especially due to TikTok, a lot of the dancing and the movement and the music. And now algorithms change. You need to be more talking head, and you have to be consistent and specific about your content. If you're talking about 10 different topics all the time, the algorithms can't pick you up because they don't know what it is that you're good at and what you're really talking about. So my number one thing is, no matter how you film it or what you do in editing, be sure your topics are specific to what you do and what your audience wants to hear about. And you have to earn the right to talk about other things. You first got to stay in your lane, figure out what that specialty is, what you want to talk about. And then once you've earned the cred, you've got the right audience, and you can start expanding on your topics. But it's a hard thing for people to do. So you need to figure out first, what is it that you really want to talk about, and specialize and be consistent on that topic.
And that's where a marketing person like yourself will come in. So to kind of guide in that direction.
Yeah, for sure. Helping our clients understand what they're good at, then coupling that with the trends that are happening right now on social, the editing, and then trying to put it in their voice and make sure it's part of their branding. We work with a lot of professional services, so it's a little bit different than a product. Product's kind of tangible. You've got certain specs, and it's easy to say this is XYZ product. Whereas, like I said, professional services, it's really about the people behind the brand. So how do you convey that they're, intelligent, they know what they're talking about, they care? Those types of things are a little bit harder to convey. But we work with our clients, we coach them a lot. We do a lot of the script writing for them, so they aren't having to come up with things out of the air, and making sure they're hitting their talking points. But at the end of the day, it really is about them being on camera and being authentic and connecting with their audience.
Is coaching something that's a part of the services when they sign up with you?
Oh, yeah. And the reason is, if we don't coach our clients, they won't do it. So, and we know this, so we go in and we know it's a process to be on camera, very few of us can just get on camera. So it is a process of writing their talking points, making sure they understand, giving them examples, coaching them through filming. So, we take the time to do that, and that's a big differentiator for us. We're not just going to come in and film you. We're really going to make sure you look the best you can on camera and you get content that's valuable.
You're making sure they knock it down.
Yeah, that's right.
So what is your vision for the future of REBL Marketing, and how do you plan to achieve it?
Great question. So our vision, I would love for us to be really the leading content marketing agency in Southern California in like the next couple of years, and then grow. I say national, but we are already national. I don't think we need offices nationally, but at some point I would love to either merge or sell the agency, or bring in someone who's going to take it over. And because I still have a lot of other businesses I want to pursue. So this is just one of them.
Oh my goodness. Now I need to give you a call in 2 years to see what you're up to.
Well, REBL is actually my fourth business. So I had a small e-commerce gift basket business for realtors. I owned a not so successful pita shop franchise, and I did a very successful Polynesian entertainment group for about 15 years, and then I have REBL now. So
What's next?
I'm not sure yet. It's leading into media of some sort.
It's in the thinking. I think you need my grandmother used to say, if you really want to think, go take a shower. All the great ideas will start popping up in your head.
It's true. It's true. It's when you're just relaxing and you're in a creative mode, the best ideas come, for sure.
Yes. So, how can someone connect with you and also to get your services?
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely they can check out our site. It's REBL, REBL marketing.com, or call us 858-848-7325. And I'm always happy to take an email at REB at REBL marketing.com.
So before I let you go, I have one last question for you. So besides running REBL Marketing, volunteering in your community, you enjoy skiing, hiking, and spending time at the beach. So now, here's the question. How do you balance your personal life and work, and what advice do you have for other entrepreneurs who are struggling to manage work-life balance?
Yeah, such a great question. I can't say I'm a master of it, but I have learned that not working on the weekends is very helpful. You know, I used to be a work 7 days a week and long hours, and eventually you just burn out. Like, you do that in the beginning if you have to, but when you can get to the point where you take your weekends off, you enjoy them, and you go on vacation, you enjoy them. Like, put the phone down.
That's hard to do in 22nd century.
I know. Trust me, I know. But even put it down for, enjoyment. Like, stop looking at your social media. One of my rules is when I wake up in the morning, I do not look at my phone, and then I go to the gym. So give yourself time to just wake up, let your brain open up before you start drowning it in information.
Well, thank you so much, Reb. I appreciate the opportunity to have this conversation with such a smart woman that is doing fantastic work in this world, and especially helping other women. That is something that is close to my heart. And I just enjoyed the conversation. It was fun. And I think that you also give a lot of great advice that other women can use in their own business.
Oh, thank you. I really enjoyed this interview. This was fun. Thanks.
Thank you for listening to Female Founders Podcast. That's it for this week's episode. Be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast app or connect with us on REBL.com so that you don't miss our next episode. See you next time. Bye for now.